I have an American Standard Freedom 80. Blower motor doesn't spin when AC is on or when thermostat set to fan on. I can hear a hum when it should come on. Control board is getting power and flashing light indicates no problems. Predicted to be in the 90s today.
Hello there. I'm Norman, but you can call me Norm. Let's see what I can do to get you some answers today. I'm ready to get started whenever you are. Hope you are doing well today. Can you tell me if the blower runs in the heat mode? And the frost on the tubing is likely only due to the blower fan not running like it should. No airflow or restricted airflow can cause this.
The blower does not run in heat mode. I hear a hum when it should be coming on.
Is the coil still iced over in the refrigerant lines?
Lines are not iced over at the furnace. I've got to go outside to check coil. Will take a few minutes.
Okay, great, no need to go outside. First shut the main power off to the furnace, then remove the doors to expose the entire inside of the unit. The furnace may have a red plated on/off switch next to it that kills power. Once the doors are off, locate the blower. With power off and no call for AC, reach around the side of the blower and give the internal wheel a spin with your hand. Tell me if it spins freely and doesn't rub or grind to a stop. Should spin smoothly. Full size image. Full size image. This is an example of a side view of the blower. Full size image.
Spins smoothly. Also, all icing is melted.
This is what the front may look like. May vary. Is the end of the motor hot? Motor is on the other side of the blower.
Yes. Motor is hot.
In this picture below, you'll see there is an oval capacitor mounted near the bottom of the image to the blower housing. Does your model have one of these that is visible to you? Full size image. Full size image.
Yes. It's there.
Look at the top cap of the capacitor and see if the metal plate below the two wire connections is flat or bulging upwards. Full size image.
Sorry for slow response. Computer is not near unit, which is in the attic. The capacitor is mounted in a bracket, so I can't see the wire end of the capacitor. Should I unscrew the bracket?
Yes, you can. Be 100% sure power is off.
Okay. Will take a couple of minutes.
Pull the capacitor out while you are doing that, since that will be our next step. Once you have power off, take the cap cover off and use an insulated screwdriver to bridge the two terminals. This will discharge any stored charge. Again, be 100% sure power is off. Just unplug the two wires and take it right out. With the control board not throwing a fault signature, the motor being hot, and the fan blades spinning freely, I would first suggest replacing the capacitor as step 1. It is common practice to replace it when changing the motor, so changing it first isn't lost motion. You can buy any brand capacitor at your local HVAC parts supply house, just as long as the MFD, capacitance, on the label and the voltages match with the replacement. If replacing the capacitor doesn't work, your next step would be replacing the motor, but before replacing the motor I would first suggest using a voltmeter to test voltage from the motor's white wire, neutral, to the cool tap on the board, with wires connected to the board terminals, while there is a call for cooling from the thermostat. You will have to hold the furnace door switch and to energize the furnace while holding your voltmeter taps in place. If you get voltage applied and no blower running after a new capacitor, the last step is a new blower motor.
Capacitor looks fine.
Even though it looks fine, it could have failed internally. It's like $10 for a new one and a very common cause of your symptoms. If you would rather order parts online, I can help with that too. Of course, a local parts distributor would be a much quicker source.
I'll go to a local supplier. Would love to have the AC running today.
There's a very good chance you will have it going. I'm confident you're on the right path. I'll be here throughout the day if you need further assistance. I'd like to hear back either way if you don't mind.
Will do. How do I contact you later?
They may be able to test your capacitor before selling you a new one, that is if they have the tool there to do so. You can leave this window open if you'd like, or you should have been sent an email when I first answered your request.
Okay, thanks.
Not a problem, I'm here to help. If the problem still persists, just reply and I'll jump back in to continue. It may take a bit for me to jump back in because we aren't notified of the reply. We have to check the status for replies and then come back in. I'll check as often as I can.
You're the man. It was a capacitor. You saved me a service call and it only cost me $7 for the part. Thanks.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.